What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Copy Podcast and a brand new show on the couch. I am Mick Moran, as always. As you can see, there's no one on the couch next to me today. This will be a lonely one for the first one, but I'm hoping as the episodes go on, I'll be joined by someone here and we'll be talking about Liverpool's highs and lows, mainly highs, hopefully, with a little cup of tea in hand, and we'll talk about the Reds. And I just thought I'd crack on with this today and see how we get on, see if people enjoy it, see if they don't, if they like this new episode or not. But this episode is obviously going to be talking about the most recent game. I haven't done a pod and a pint for a couple of weeks, which I apologise about. I've been quite busy with work and stuff. But I just thought this might be a different, new type of show where I'm at home, so I can get it done a bit easier. I'm not trekking into town or to Lark Lane or whatever to get the pints and stuff. They'll still carry on, don't worry. But just thought I'd try something new as well. And yeah, let's talk about the Southampton game, because it was a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of mad stuff in there, a lot of sad stuff in there. Of course, we're going to talk about the Leone injury as well. But yeah, in terms of lineup, I was excited to see. I was excited to see Mamardashvili play at Anfield. I was excited to see Ngamo back in there, and Leone given his debut as well, and Isak more minutes for him, and he got a half in the game. And I thought Liverpool, it is what it always is. I think I didn't go to the game last night, the first one I've missed this season, which I was a bit sad about, but yeah, I think the commentary, like it's like Warnock was saying stuff about like how this side doesn't look like it's played together. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like we know they haven't, so they're obviously going to be showing signs that they don't look completely adept with each other's games. There was a few debuts in there, debuts at Anfield. There was a bit of nerves maybe, but you had the likes of Andy Robertson and Chiesa, who was definitely the man of the match. He was absolutely class, and I think Isak as well. The way he takes the goal is just class, because he had a chance probably too early in the game, if that makes sense, in terms of where it's a minute or so in, and maybe he gets a little bit surprised where the ball kind of just bobbles through to him, and a person of his quality, and we know how good he is because he's done it against us many a time over the last couple of years. He should be bagging that, but I'm glad he gets his goal just before the half as well. Like, and again, like I said with Chiesa, just the best I've seen him by far in terms of overall quality, but is running. Is like every time he has a shot, even if it's blocked, it looks like it's going on target. And I think that's that type of stuff, that type of endeavour, the ability to constantly work with the team. You could see it in Booker loads last night, and we might see him go into obviously the Champions League squad because of the Leone injury, which we'll get onto in a sec. But I think he was just the pick of the bunch by far in this game, and he set up the first one for Isak, and it's a lovely goal. It really is. It's in those areas where he should score. You know what I mean? A player of that quality should score, but we've had many a striker over the years where when they're in those areas, maybe it doesn't go in, and you're like, oh, if only would have put that in. Like, you're going into half time 1-0 up, the complexion's different, and especially that we now know that he goes off at half time, so it was the perfect little half for him in that way, where he could come in, get a goal, do his runs at half time, which everyone's confused about, and then go off and bring on Ekitike. But I thought second half, obviously there was loads of stuff happened in this half in terms of people coming on and red cards and stuff, and injuries. Yeah, it's just a shame the way it kind of all transpired, really, because 1-0 up, you're kind of going like, we've got Ekitike coming on, and Ekitike gets the yellow as well, not long after coming on, and you're thinking, you don't think anything of it at the time, and it was so fleeting in the game. It was, he got the yellow card and the game just carried on straight away. We forgot about it, and he definitely forgot about it. But then you see, and Dan's coming on. It was nice to see him come get back into the team and into the squad, especially after his injury worries last season. Conor Bradley gets another half an hour as well. But yeah, they score, and it is a bit of a mad one, because I think most of the players, I mean, like I said, it was a few highs, few lows in the game, and some players didn't cover themselves in glory. I thought Endo was he just hasn't played footy, has he? That's kind of what happens when you get thrown into it. You still expect better, but these things can happen where he just makes a bit of a mess of it, and they bag, and you're looking down the barrel 1-1 with 15 minutes to go, and you're like, oh no, this is now going to be a bit tougher than we needed it to be, especially with like games coming up against Palace and stuff, and that especially like last week we've exerted a lot of energy in terms of getting through those games and still winning those games, by the way, but still exerting that extra energy that we didn't want to get into penalties where there's then more pressure and you can potentially go out. But then it kind of compounds with the Leone injury as well, because I thought first half, you get to 80 minutes in the game, but the first half he was, I guess like everyone, we were watching to see exactly what he was going to bring going forward. He's only 18, 6'5". He's obviously a colossus, but we know he's going to win headers because we know he's going to be strong, because most of us have seen clips of that from last season against Lukaku and stuff like that. But what impressed me was his ability to read the game, and there was like a ball played over. There's a defender behind him. He's running back towards his own goal. He just kind of touches it in mid-air and then plays it nicely back to Mamardashvili. And I thought little things like that are a good sign that a player is really switched on. And I liked his burst of pace. He doesn't look like he's extra slow like we've seen maybe some centre halves in the past who are just a bit tall and big grocks really, and he can't get around the ground. But he looks like, obviously not super lightning quick, but he looks like he's got enough pace and ability to read the game at such a young age, and that's kind of why it compounds it that he had such a good debut, and then the fact that he goes off, and from Fabrizio Romano in the last couple of minutes or so, I said it looks like an ACL, which is absolutely devastating because that's pretty much his whole season gone, which is an absolute massive shame because we were already light in that area anyway, and now we're now going to have to rely on the three that we've got going up until January. Whether we go back in for Gahey or not, that remains to be seen. But really impressed with him, and hopefully he comes back fitter and stronger, because off that showing, he looked really, really promising, and it would have been good for him to get loads of game time this season, especially in these type of games as well. And yeah, it's not long after that where Ekitike gets his goal. Isak obviously gets one first half, Ekitike follows suit, and lovely goal, and again Chiesa's at the heart of it. Lovely ball over by Robbo. The first touch by Chiesa is just absolutely quality, and then Chiesa's just playing into Ekitike and he scores. And what happens next is absolutely mad, because I think like him, I'd forgot about the yellow, so I was just involved in like just celebrating and being happy that it looks like we've won this game now with 5 minutes to go. And yeah, that's when you see Frimpong's face and the clips of Frimpong like running over, going like bro, what have you done, like and stuff like that. It's just absolutely class. And yeah, it's a shame, and it's one of them. You could see his face. You could tell he was just a bit confused himself. He must have completely forgot about the first yellow, and just to spare the emotion. And after the game, he puts on Instagram like how sorry he is and stuff. And it's one of them. Again, he's been so good for us. Like he's last night when I was watching it, I'm like, you don't want to say Bobby Firmino. You don't want to, because it's too extreme, too early. Do you know what I mean? He's only been here 5 minutes. You can't be comparing him to a number 9 Liverpool legend, but it's just those little touches around the box where balls, maybe tough balls into feet where other strikers might struggle to control them. He just does it instantly, kills the ball, lays it off. His touch is just so silky, and he's got the pace and the power. He's 6'4". He's just like, he's just so good, so perfect for us. And it's just a shame that he is going to be missing the Palace game now, because he would have started that game, because we know Alexander Isak isn't 100% fit, and he played 45 minutes in this game. Going into that one, he would have probably just played another 45 or maybe even just last 20 for Ekitike towards the end of the game. So we're now going to have to probably rely on Isak from the start, or maybe we're going to have to rejig it a little bit, and it was unnecessary, but it's something that hopefully he'll learn from going forwards, because yeah, I love Slot's press conference after the game as well, just saying it was absolutely stupid. And we know Slot doesn't beat around the bush, and he doesn't pull no punches. If he's going to say something, he absolutely goes for it, and fair play to him, because yeah, it's just one of those moments where it's absolutely stupid. But a great goal, and Liverpool do get through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. And yeah, overall emotion was just happy that we got through. To be honest, that was the main thing for us all. Yeah, and then looking forward to Selhurst Park on Saturday as well, of course. Like I mentioned, Mark A is going to be in absolute top form. Alexander Isak's probably going to start for the Reds due to the Ekatike red card. And when you look at the table, we're obviously top, which is lovely to see. Crystal Palace are in there on 5th with 9 points, 2 wins and 3 draws and no losses so far. So someone's got to lose the O, and hopefully it's Crystal Palace. We're the only 2 teams in the league so far, I think, that haven't lost a game, which again says a lot about, again, their defensive structure, and Mark A is a big part of that. So we're going to have to be at our best to get something out of that game. But Liverpool just found a way these days, like 7 out of 7 due to the win last night over Southampton. And we go into this one looking to make it 8 out of 8. And with Ekatike in the team, I would have been a lot more confident. But it's not bad to have Alexander Isak as a second option in there to hopefully steer the Reds to 3 points in this one. So yeah, I'll leave it there for the first episode of On the Couch. I've been Mick Moran, and yeah, I'll see you all next time. Ta-ra.